Europe asked the wrong questions. Warm greetings to everyone listening today, Friday, April 24th, 2026. Europe likes to speak in the language of human rights, justice, dignity, democracy. But this week, Prince Reza Pahlavi walked into the rooms where Europe's journalists had gathered, and the silence told its own story. In Stockholm and Berlin, more than 150 journalists attended 2 press conferences. They had more than 2 hours. They had access. They had the opposition leader before them. They had the families of victims in the room. And still, not one journalist asked about the 40,000 Iranians slaughtered on January 8th and 9th. Not one asked about the 19 political prisoners executed in the last 2 weeks. Not one asked about the 20 political prisoners currently sentenced to death. Not one asked the grieving mother and father beside him what Europe should know about their children. That is not oversight. That is a verdict. A continent that claims to defend human rights was handed the human story of Iran, and it looked away. The journalists had questions, but too many circled around America, Israel, monarchy, the past. They seemed more prepared to interrogate Iran's opposition than to confront the regime killing Iranians. They seemed more interested in political discomfort than in human blood. This is the central failure. When the victims of the Islamic Republic are placed before Europe, the first questions should be clear. Who was killed? Who was executed? Who is waiting on death row? Who is silenced by internet blackouts? Who is being erased? Prince Reza Pahlavi's European tour had one objective: to give voice to millions of Iranians held hostage by the Islamic Republic, its terror, and its internet blackout. Those Iranians are being silenced by the regime in Tehran. But they are also being silenced by international media, and especially by European media, when journalists refuse to ask the questions that matter. That is an extraordinary failure. After Stockholm and Berlin, it cannot be dismissed as rhetoric. Because journalism is not only what reporters ask, it is also what they choose to leave untouched. In those rooms, Europe had a chance to ask about Iranians fighting for liberty, about political prisoners, about executions, about bereaved parents standing in front of them. Instead, the moral center of the story was pushed aside. Then came the deeper insult. One member of parliament told Prince Reza Pahlavi that Iranians were not ready for democracy. Not ready. After 47 years of dictatorship, after prisons, after executions, after children, students, workers, women, and families have carried the cost of resistance. After 40,000 Iranians gave their lives for liberty. Not ready. That sentence reveals more about Europe than it does about Iran. It is the old imperial habit in modern language, the idea that democracy is something Europeans certify for others. The idea that people paying for freedom in blood must wait for approval from those watching from safety. Iranians do not need a lecture in democracy from officials who cannot hear a grieving parent in the same room. They do not need moral instruction from journalists who avoid executions and chase controversy. They do not need permission to become free. This is why the prince's message matters. He did not ask Europe to flatter him. He did not ask journalists to protect him. He asked them to do their work, to look at Iran as it is, to ask about the dead, the condemned, the regime, the democratic future Iranians are trying to build. And when they failed to do that, he answered with clarity. Whether Europe stands with us or not, we will fight. Whether your journalists do their jobs or not, we will fight. Whether your politicians find the courage to act or not, we will fight. That is the line Europe should hear, not as a threat, as a warning. History does not wait for comfortable governments. Freedom movements do not pause because foreign journalists are distracted. And Iran's struggle will not be reduced to a European seminar about America, Israel, monarchy, or the past. The story is Iran. The story is the Islamic Republic. The story is the people who were killed. The story is the prisoners facing death. Europe can stand with that truth, or Europe can stand aside. But it does not get to claim moral leadership while ignoring the suffering in front of it. The Iranian people are not asking Europe for permission. They are asking whether Europe still knows the difference between neutrality and cowardice. This is the final battle. Long live Iran.